the North Cat, baby, I'm a boss. Carolina barbecue sauce with the slaw. I'm the safe, the cellar, and the vault. I'm the best, the effect, and the cause. I'm the law.
But it feels like this phase, we're still doing a lot of shuffling on who's really going to be taking the lead, which is exciting, but can also be a little confusing.
It reminds me a little bit about how PEL, the first phase for them played out, where now there's more teams getting more points than last phase, where Temple was just cleaning up all the weaker teams or just picking up more points per game than anybody else. It's a more even spread along the top of the leaderboard, which is why it's so much closer at the top versus the middle of the leaderboard, which is what we experienced last time around. Pecadores, by the way,
yeah.
I mean, I think that point that Voxic left on the table would have been their only point for the last game. Again, lot of 0-point performances from Pecadores.
It's... Let's see if they can't do that, but it's going to be eUnited coming in on the east side. Looks like they got an angle. Wrong tree, but, you know, close enough.
They know Carbon's there. They can see the smokes now, and that's Taylor J with the mini looking to try and probe. And you might hear the siren song of Carbon once again if he does get caught out here, but it looks like Stab and the rest of eUnited are now looking for him. He's on the move. Carbon takes one off the back of the head, and he's going to get flushed out as Carbon is going to go down. Likely no help coming.
Yeah, there's no value in trying to go pick that up. He's separated from the rest of his team, and it's actually caught between a crossfire. It almost looked like Endemic almost stole that away, but Denial in a fight with Tempo Storm.
Yeah, looks like Define Legit and Maluk are going to trade. That's actually Zampa getting flushed out, as now Sharpie's going to come for the cleanup, get the point back from Denial. But Temple will again be a man down. Now it's Space Station and Wildcard, and Space Station jumps out to the early lead with the quick down on Sharpshot and the flush onto Pride. And the defense there as Sharpshot in the downstate will also go down. So that's going to be 2 points quick and easy for Space Station Gaming, while the rest of Wildcard can only hope to try and get that back later on. They're still in their vehicles, and Baja taking shots at Ghost Gaming at distance.
Yeah, this can be a strong position for Space Station. You have a lot of good Overwatch sight lines onto a lot of, at least the southern part of this circle. If you have the scopes and you can hit your shots at long range, this is a really good way to sort of like lessen the playing field to make a rotation out of.
This coastal area, it can be a little hard to manage. They've got the shack around the horn here, but it's a very flat spot.
People in a rough position. Lazarus and Rumblers trying to move in, but eUnited going to be third-partying that rotation. Up on the north, player one are just destroyed.
It's a VSS kill.
VSS, let's go, Wolf. Let's do it. I knew you could do it. I believe in you, buddy.
Nice VSS kill there. Endemic is going to wipe out our, I believe, second place team in Player One Esports.
Yeah.
As Uncivil, he's got a line onto the Rumblers. He's looking around, trying to get that mini to go. 25 shots in the kitty, waiting to go, and there it is. Oh, Halo actually gets the nade, and we'll take down Loesch D. As Godspeed will return one and the flush onto Purdy Curdy, and Godspeed then gets finished off as well. So Rumblers, wow, what a trade along this edge of the zone, Cam.
What trade? It's not a trade.
It's eUnited in there. They're sprinkling in some chaos for the
No, it's Rumblers are losing out. Any damage that's on the Lazarus is coming from eUnited, and so we just saw the second place team, and now we're seeing the first place team go out. So, but Lazarus, they're not out of it just yet because eUnited have their number, it looks like, trying to put the shots in. The Blues moving in as well. It still doesn't do too much damage, but how are they going to make it across this open field? They're having to use so many smokes already. Alo's trying to rotate down south, trying to use the cliff to break line of sight, and they do have a UAZ to use, but Adam, sorry buddy, you're not getting picked up.
It's going to be hard for Lazarus because they've got the zone at their back, and they've got all of eUnited. Last phase, eUnited was in Lazarus's position a lot of the time, where they would get caught up in a fight, and then a team would zone them along this ridge line, and they'd have nothing to work with. Adam will get finished off by the zone, and Lazarus is going all the way south. Luckily for Space Station, they've been able to hold on to that southern side. Ghost has come to meet with Envy in a shared compound, and for Stab and the rest of eUnited, they've picked themselves up 5 kills on the edge of the zone, and they've got some space to work with Denial at the top of the zone.
Yeah, so there's not a lot of space for them as far as like map control.
Right.
But they have a lot of area immediately around them that they could flex
A buffer.
into. Yeah, they have a buffer, and they could use that into isolated 1v1 fights. Alo goes down, Uncivil's in a rough spot.
I think he jumped out just at the last second with that vehicle explosion. So Civ can use whatever smokes he's got left to try and make his way a little further in. He's not in the zone. Lazarus coming off a win, likely coming into a 13th place finish.
Blues marking as well. Trying to use the smoke, but the shots from Ghost are too much. Chillin', trying to get a little bit of fake out, using the meds.
Once the zone finishes, it's going to be chunking him, so he knows he's got to finish the med now. But Space Station Gaming has come over to say, hey, what's going on? Lazarus is in rough shape here, and you can see the looks on their faces from where we're standing. They're not feeling super confident, just trying to talk their way through it as they've done in the last game. But this is not an easy spot for Civ. He's going to have to find a little ridgeline to work with. Oh, Balak gets him. 13th place for Lazarus.
If he made it to that ridge, he could have played for a little longer, but it still wouldn't have been that much space. But now Endemic, they're actually the ones that crush it on Denial. Good nade usage and something with the SLR.
He's trying his best to get another team wipe. They've already done one team in. They're looking for another. It's going to be Taylor J completing the wipe of Denial. But Endemic has picked themselves up now 6 kills. They're 4 strong. They've got a lot of pressure coming from eUnited, who's been extremely active on this northern side. And look, Stab is actually taking the zone. They might be looking to cut Endemic off on their trip south.
They have to worry about Blue Martini Gaming. 2 players left as solos in shacks. And I can imagine they're probably going to be playing a little quiet and may catch them by surprise. But yeah, Geist and Stab both moving in, trying to cut off Endemic. It seems to be working so well so far. Okay, Wildcard go down to Space Station.
Yeah, Space Station Gaming actually came in behind Wildcard, naded them out of a shack, and finished them off, does Hetero, the nade god himself. eUnited unable to get in front of Endemic, but it doesn't matter. Endemic's gonna get caught regardless. Whoa, Basher, not like this, man. Oh, he missed the headshot and gets away, does Pistola time, as BMG inside the shack have not been able to capitalize on an easy shot there. Basher can't come outside, and he's got to be feeling a little bit skittish right now as eUnited arrives in force. Oh no, Basher!
No.
Please, not like this,
It was
Basher.
just a flash. It was just a flash.
I
It's
know
okay.
that.
Oh, but he gets the finish on the Geist, trying to go for more damage on the player at the rock. Pistola bringing out the pan. Just
Okay, get this one outside. There we go. Nice job, Basher. You got one down, you got one finish, but now here come the nades in return, and all of a sudden, all of eUnited is looking his way. Jason gets flushed out very quickly.
There it is.
And Basher gets stapled to the wall as BMG goes down in 9th place.
So Simplicity have actually been dealing, or at least sending a lot of shots towards Endemic. In fact, Lobes drops Crispier, Fentanyl finish off Reload, so that's Endemic out. But eUnited, they push so heavily, even with the pushback from Blue Martini. The way that the cliff works means that now that they're at this shack in this tower, Simplicity don't have a good line of sight onto them anymore.
I would take Simplicity's position over pretty much anyone in the zone right now.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, I mean, for Simplicity, it's not going to be easy to. They only have a couple of windows to use, but those lower side of the Wizard Tower aren't very flexible either. You're peeking out of a window that you'll get punished from easily. So for Simplicity, they've got all their attention now focused on eUnited. Cloud9, not quite in their vision. They're in the garage compound a little bit further to the west. We're going to see another circle shift regardless, and we'll see where this circle takes us. Cloud9, Simplicity going to get the benefit of the zone. We'll see now if Space Station Gaming can continue their trek north.
So Envy, they were just in the S compound just to their east, and they had a quite ambitious split. Like, it's good for them that they didn't get crashed, because in a split that they were in, they're quite spread out. But now they have to push up north, and they may be coming up against Tempo Storm and Space Station if they're not watching their angles. But the way that the circle has shifted away from them, they need to crack open an avenue.
It's hard
quickly.
going north. It's hard going north.
It's so hard. They need to land the shots real quick. You see the SLRs, the SKSs, all the long-range scope weapons to try and find something.
Envy is doing a smart play to bring their vehicles ahead, at least one vehicle. Moody's in the backseat with Interrogate, and it's going to be Tempo finding them very quickly, but nice play there from Interrogate to skirt them out of harm's way. Only he takes a little bit of damage, but there's so much.
Oh, nade.
That's a nade right on top. Maluk, a perfectly placed grenade, and Dre will go down as well. So Venerated trying to get it back onto Tempo, who will be stymied, but they're just chucking grenade after grenade over top of this ridge line. I'm not sure if they're going to be able to punish any more. That nade lands real damn close. Oh, another close one. That's actually going to be Penta. Venerated goes for the quick prone. No downs coming, but Maluk pressing the action. He's going to come up the ridgeline, but he's now silhouetted as the Sharky call comes out. Space Station Gaming arrives in the back line, and now Maluk has to come all the way back, and Tempo is forced to stop all movement as Space Station Gaming completely stops them in their tracks.
Yeah, it was a really good attempt at a hold by Tempo Storm, but when you have to manage 2 sides, 2 squads, they're down to Maluk now.
Sharky did his best there, I thought.
Wait, did Envy get the revive on Interrogate as well?
Yeah, so there was, I think, only one finish coming off there. I don't see Moody moving around. No, indeed, only 3 left, but quickly does Interrogate
get
down. I think he got blown up with a vehicle there. I saw something go up in smoke. He was moving around.
Yeah.
So unfortunate there for Intero, no down state. As Maluk, now again, the last man for Tempo. He's got 2 in the smoke, coming straight through, and Venerated just lines up an easy shot from Maluk. Patcap's on the exterior. Maluk going for the pressure. Will he be able to get it? No, indeed. He will win the 1v1, and Patcaps gets placement. One more for Venerated, the rest of Envy.
But the shots from Simplicity, while not stealing the kill, allowed, who is it, Venerated to go down so far that he bled out.
Yep.
So now Envy, a good push in a rough situation, but they are still down to 1, have a little shack to play with.
Well,
for now, for now, it's just barely inside, and this is looking like it could easily be a Simplicity or a Cloud9 game.
I like Simplicity's position, like I said before. I mean, they have a nice hold. No one's taken their compound away, and now the circle will dictate who gets the advantage. And Check Shooter will pick up the level 3 gear. No opportunity to switch out the guns there, but it's not quite center, but it does go a little bit north. Cloud9 will hold on to a little bit of their compound, but Simplicity will retain, again, the big advantage. Looking uphill difficult, looking towards Pecadorus, who's been alive at least.
They've been alive.
But not doing too much. I'm not sure what their kill count's looking like just yet.
I don't think it's great.
But Kaymind pushed way out from the rest of his squad. Interesting spot here for Cena. I'd like to see how they manage it. There's a low ground ridge they can work with here as well.
Yeah, I think there's a rock that Kaymind is playing behind, and I love the forward thinking, because if they just waited for the blue to push them in, they'd have to just make a sort of lemming suicide rush. But Kaymind is there to put some pressure and get some map control. They're worrying about Pecadorus to the south, but once they finish that out, they have Kaymind to help shepherd them into the rest of the engagement.
Pecadorus is not doing anything right now. I mean, they're just kind of waiting.
Please come so I can shoot.
Patcaps. Oh, okay. I guess he's just going to give it up. All right. Fair enough, Patcaps. Okay. Well, that's that, I guess. I mean, Envy wants to put no effort into getting into the zone. You can call it point denial, but I mean, you don't know what's happening right there, and maybe suiciding was the right choice. Anyway.
They were shooting at him.
Yeah, so now Simplicity shooting at Pecadorus, who's now moving very late. They do get an extra placement, but Pecadorus needs to do more than that. Pistola time, 8 kills for eUnited. Shooting down onto Pecadorus. Voxic will quickly go down to Prophie. And I don't know what Pecadorus' game plan is here, but they have a little ridgeline to work with, but they're not in the zone. And it looks like they're just feeding Frenzy now for Cloud9, potentially.
Yeah, they're using a lot of smokes, and they're actually sending some shots towards the UAZ, but Kaymind trying to use the M24. It's not going to hit.
Shooting through the smoke is both teams right now. Just trying to find any line.
Okay.
Oh, well, he got a headshot, but not on the wrong team, unfortunately, as he executes Hwinn, and that's going to slow him down a little bit. And now that UAZ might go up, they have to know that, and they're going to back away out of harm's range, as Simplicity is going to take down D-Master from distance. And this is now Prophie coming up to say, no more you. And there goes Pecadorus. Couple of kills going to Cloud9.
Dude, that's a good old Shift W in action right there. Prophie just pushing up.
Going for it. I like it. Now Simplicity has got a lot more room to work with. Prophie is now taking what loot he can. Meds, grenades, whatever is going to be useful, as he's shooting towards Simplicity, who hasn't had to do too much. We'll see if they get the advantage again. No, they will lose their compound. Advantage to C9. It's essentially a 4v3 with Pistola Time playing the X Factor.
So I love that Prophie is out on this side angle. Even just leave him out in the blue just to give the extra help. But unfortunately, all this tree cover does limit the engagements that he can take. And so I wouldn't be surprised to see... Oh, well,
I meant to say 4v4, but we're going to join in with Cloud9.
I'm going to play on you guys.
You can go hurry up towards Wizard, though.
Can I play the Dacia? Can I bring the Dacia with me?
I need the
Can you guys pick up? Pick up, because I
Okay,
Yeah, man.
I got you.
I'm arresting the guy in the prior.
I'm moving in.
I have to.
There's 2 of them right side circle.
Yeah, they're shooting me.
I have no eyes.
Solo might be Wizard. Solo might be Wizard.
Yeah,
Can we smoke for Prophie? He's gonna get.
I have no smokes. This Dacia is not being used.
I'm okay.
Watch out.
I have a lot of
Main
smoke.
focus is the Solo above me, by the way.
Yeah, well, I also need to cover for Prophie.
We should kill some.
They're blue. They're blue. Right outside the compound.
I
One's
see
on
them
the rock.
smoking. I see them smoking. It could be 2 teams as well, by the way.
He's smoking Wizard. He has to jump
can
out
you
in a
guys shoot
second
them?
to watch Wizard.
That's all you.
I got you,
watch
Kay.
that. I'm covering for
I can't
Prophie.
see actually.
I got your right side circle, Prophie.
He's outside.
Knocked one.
Nice.
One of Sim's hit.
Solo's at the tree in front of me.
Simplicity on the rock, 130.
Nice.
They're
Simplicity's in
lit, guys. They're
trouble.
running downhill.
Yeah,
130.
I'm pushing towards them. And I'm
running
gonna
downhill.
isolate Sim, and I'm gonna kill the Solo. Okay.
I have an angle on the right side.
I'm isolating Sim, and I'm killing the Solo.
I got one
on
to
the right
smoke.
side, on the smoke.
2 up.
Where about the Solo?
I got one smoke southeast.
Knock one more.
Wow.
Nice.
Push it
Where's
out,
the
push it
Solo?
out.
Play
Solo's
slow,
in
guys.
smoke.
Slow down.
Solo's
Yeah.
got smoke on me.
Reset comms. Me and Prophie have sim. You guys just watch the solo.
What are you shooting at, smoke?
Uh,
Yeah, I'm
I'm just
spamming
shooting
smoke.
He's not at the trees. He's still in the smoke.
Yeah, he's in the smoke. He's about
I'll
to
be
be.
in
They're
it.
resing, I
Yeah,
think they're
yeah.
resing lobes in that smoke.
Yeah, I see him. Oh, I just whipped everything.
Nice.
Got him.
Nice,
Solo,
nice,
solo,
nice.
solo.
He's in the dip 30. He went down to
Hit
the
him.
dip 30 on my marker here. He's on green. He's on green. On
Don't give
green.
him a kill point.
I'm not.
got him.
Nice.
Wow, another victory.
Yeah.
Cloud9 coming in and securing it at the late game there. A clinical destruction of Simplicity at the end game. Maybe didn't leave themselves enough time to get into the zone. Their utility went down, but Simplicity unable to get anything going coming out of their compound.
I don't know how clean the line of sights from Simplicity's compound were towards the dip that Cloud9 grabbed, that Kaymind was at initially with the UZ and the rock. There was a lot of tree cover there, and so if Simplicity wanted to deal heavier damage to Cloud9, they needed to have done it before they moved out of the compound, but they were perhaps too distracted by Tempo Storm, Envy to the south, eUnited to the north, and Cloud9 in that position, I'm going to say it was a pretty easy end for them.
Absolutely. I mean, when Simplicity comes down, they had their time management a little bit backwards. They had the zone at their back before their utility even went down, and that just doesn't give you any time to get into cover, and they couldn't get past the tree line.